Hi, my name is Sean Cassy, and I'm happy that you're joining us today for this brand new episode of our podcast, 30 Days to Sell Cars. In this episode, we answer the question, can you really sell more cars using social media, or is it just another gimmick and a waste of time? You're not going to want to miss this show. Well, with 79% and more of North Americans on Facebook and spending an average of 5.6 hours every day on social media, the answer is a huge, resounding yes. And in today's podcast, I want to show you how. I don't think a day goes by where I don't get a dealer asking me if they can really sell more cars, trucks, crossovers, and SUVs by investing time and energy nurturing their social media channel. I understand the question. You're already spending 12 hours a day at the dealership managing people, technology, problems, customers, incentives, and financing, all that while trying to sell some cars, all that while trying to increase your sales. Time is a luxury you don't have. You need results. Let's face it. Traditional media are just not giving you the traction they used to. Search engine marketing is now costing an arm and a leg because every one of your competitors is bidding for the same automotive-related keywords. And to make matters worse, every time you try to have a conversation about tackling social media marketing, there always seems to be a new platform rising in popularity or another one dying. Where should you put your efforts and resources to make sure you're not missing the boat? I understand, all you want is to sell more cars, so what should you do? Obviously, we're not going to be able to discuss at length and in depth all the countless possibilities of social media marketing for car dealers in one podcast. But I do want to bring you on a quick journey that will hopefully provide you with a bird's eye view of the plan you should thrive to have in place over the next 30 days. At the end of today's show, you should have a pretty clear vision of how everything connects and works together. So let's get started. The first thing you will want to do is to identify on which platforms you want to be active. The big ones for car dealers are YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. YouTube is perfect for short and long-form videos. Instagram is perfect for pictures and short videos and stories. LinkedIn is ideal to reach professionals. Twitter is for what you can say in 280 characters or less. And Facebook is your community and where you should put most of your efforts. Next thing you want to do is to create a schedule for each of your social media platforms. In other words, you need to define what you will be posting and how often. 3 keys will allow you to succeed on social media as a car dealer. They are quality, consistency, and predictability. Key number 1, quality. The world we live in is not one where there's a lack of information. In fact, it's one where there's an overabundance of it. Initially, you shouldn't worry too much about producing new content. You should first focus on curating quality existing articles and videos you find on the web that can make the buying process of potential prospects more pleasant. Find articles that will educate your followers on safety on the roads, how to maintain a good credit score, tips on how to save money while maintaining their vehicle in tip-top shape, financing versus leasing, how to get more for their trade, or favorable articles or videos you find featuring your models. This strategy will position your dealership as the go-to people for everything automotive. Your goal is to find and post such valuable content that everybody who owns a vehicle in your town will want to be one of your followers because the quality of your content makes their ownership experience more cost-effective and enjoyable. Now that you're curating content every day, you can add to the mix life-inspiring quotes, blog posts from your dealership, pictures and video testimonials of customers taking delivery of their vehicle, and sprinkle the whole thing with a few promotional items. The recipe you want to follow here is based on the 911 principle. The 911 stands for 9 pieces of curated content, 1 piece of created content, and 1 piece of promotional content. If you follow this recipe, your followers won't mind the occasional sales pitch. Now, key number 2 is consistency. When thinking about your social media channel, imagine yourself as the program director in a radio or TV station. You wouldn't want listeners or viewers to tune into your station and hear nothing or see color bars, right? Unfortunately, many times when we visit dealers' Facebook pages and look through their newsfeed, we see periods of activities where there are numerous posts in a week and other period where there is no activity for multiple days in a row. That can't happen. Keep in mind that the life expectancy of a post in a prospect's newsfeed is measured in minutes on Twitter and measured in a few short hours on Facebook. So a few days of inactivity on your channels is obviously a big no-no. A good rule of thumb is to post at least once a day, ideally twice. Remember that the more often you will curate educational, informative, interesting, and relevant content, the more often you will have the privilege of posting your promotional stuff. Now, key number 3 is predictability. If you ever followed any TV series on the big networks or the new streaming sites like Netflix, you probably know exactly on which day and time the next episode will be playing or made available. Imagine tuning into the next America's Got Talent or Game of Thrones to find out they've switched the schedule on you or simply decided to skip a week. How loyal would you be to the show if they did that to you on a regular basis? Well, it's kind of the same thing with your fans and followers on social media. If you want to grow your audience and get people to tune in, you have to be predictable. If you start featuring a pre-owned model every Tuesday afternoon on YouTube or through Facebook Live video, stick to it. If you record a podcast where you break down your manufacturer's incentives for the month, make sure you always release it on the same date. If you review a new model every Saturday for your LinkedIn followers, make sure every Saturday morning your video or article is posted. Predictability is the key to virality. It's how you're going to get your followers to tune in more often and share your content with their friends. Every dealer tells us the same thing. Sean, we have great vehicles. We have a strong sales team. If I could just talk to more people, I'd sell more cars. Listen, people are on social media. That's where you're going to talk to more people. Just make sure you check out any narcissistic tactic at the door and be informative and social. You are the automotive authority in town, so use your knowledge to educate people about everything relating to that space. Own it. Once you have gone through the process of perfecting your voice on social media, simply share with the members of your team your experience so they can follow in your footsteps. Your goal is to become the #1 automotive authority in town and the largest automotive content publisher. It's not easy, but the reward will exceed all your wildest dreams. Well, it was a pleasure again to have you over. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I know it must have felt like drinking from a fire hose, but I hope it was also able to inspire you to take action now. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast on iTunes, Google Play, and Spotify so you don't miss the next strategies I want to share with you. Make sure to also leave me a few comments. I'm making this show for you, and without your feedback, I can't improve the content. In the next episode, I want to talk to you about the ugly truth of conquest and the lies we tell ourselves. If you want to be able to master selling cars to people outside of your database, you have to catch that next podcast. Until then, I wish you a great week. Remember that we only have 30 days to sell cars when the month starts. You probably have less than that if you look at your calendar now. So like I love to say, let's sell some cars. And if there's anything, literally anything I can do to help you enjoy your absolute best year ever in the car business, make sure to reach out. There's nothing I would love more than to be part of your success.